it's DIY Gemini, and today we are tackling something I've neglected for a while. That. And this. Yeah, so we have a lot of work ahead of us, so let's get started. Alright, so we're in the hallway at the top of the stairs where all my tools live. Since I don't have a garage, this is where all my tools go. A year ago, I thrifted these kitchen cabinets from Habitat for Humanity. One houses my power tools and my most reached for items, and then the second holds more of my hand tools, glue, and other random hardware. Both are on 4-inch heavy-duty casters and worked really great so far for my needs. However, as I've grown and added more to my stash, things have more or less piled on top of these cabinets. I really need a way to declutter and organize all of this. There are also some things I would like to get off the floor as well, including this vacuum and fan. Okay, let's get started first by clearing up the space and cleaning up. The plan is to make 2 shelves. The first shelf will house the smaller scrap wood I have in this box and then have a place for my fan on the left side. The second shelf will be storing maybe my Borositsby legs, or maybe something else. I'm not really sure. Let's measure the wall to see how long our shelves could be. Measured about 45 and 3/8 inch, but we're just going to make it an even 45 inches just to make it easy. For the first shelf, we're going to be using 12-inch plywood and of course some scrap wood I already have to create this half box, half shelf situation. The left side is going to house the fan and the right side will house the smaller scrap wood pieces. The front is actually going to be an acrylic sheet though that I had left over from another project that I started and never finished. The big problem with putting all my scrap wood into this big box is that I can never see what was in it. The acrylic sheet will allow me to see all my scrap wood without having to dig for it. This idea for this was actually from a video from Dude Sawdust, which I will link in the cards and in the description below. Really neat idea. Thank you. This is a very simple construction with lots of straight cuts. For this shelf, we're going to have the base at the bottom here and then 3 trapezoid sections. And then we're going to have a backer piece at the back that I just used pocket holes to put all together. Also included a groove into the side pieces for the acrylic sheet to slide into here. To cut the acrylic sheet, we're going to use a specialty blade for the jigsaw. I will link these ones in the description. When cutting acrylic or any plexiglass, it's so easy to crack it, so the trick is to definitely go slow and gentle and make sure the sheet is adequately supported from both sides. So we're ready to mount everything now. Let's attach these 2 brackets onto the studs, and then we'll put on our lower shelf first. For the second shelf, we're just going to keep it simple and keep it just the same 12-inch plywood and some shelf brackets. That way it'll give me room to modify later if I need to. Moment of truth for the acrylic sheet here. She does fit. Yeah! Awesome! So now let's pick through my wood scraps and see what we'll keep and see what we'll throw into the fire pit. I think the general rule, I remember seeing somewhere on some video, if it's less than like 6 inches, you don't need to save it, because I do admit having some tiny ones in here have no reason in being in here. I'll try to stick to that rule and try to decipher which ones will stay, which ones will go. This is actually from a record player build that I made with my dad a couple of years ago. Why did I save these? I think we did it. So overall, I think we did pretty well. It all fits in the little case that we made. That's all the wood that I'm throwing out. But all things considered, yeah, it looks way better. I can see what I have at a glance. Of course, I have to dig through and get a ladder because I'm short. But, you know, it's better than in that box over there. So So I also added some of these magnets, really, really strong magnets. That way I can just get my tape measure if I need to, my screwdriver, which I'll use a lot anyways. Yeah, magnets are a great way to organize things in the shop, and it's pretty cheap. These ones in particular, these bar ones, are at Harbor Freight for a couple dollars. You can also have these type of magnets they sell on Amazon. You actually look them in the kitchen section. They're going to be the kitchen knife magnets, and these hold all of my spade bits, which are really nice. And if something is not metal that you want to attach to these, you can always buy magnets, something like this, or something from the big box store. They'll have them as well. They're called what are they called? Neodymium. Neodymium. Neodymium magnets. They're pretty strong magnets that you could just glue onto something, and that will make it magnetic, and then you can just attach it. For instance, if I wanted to make this broom magnetic, these magnets come with 3M tape, so I can attach that to our broom here and then attach it to our magnet bar, and now it's magnetized. I've also added some C-hooks to the bottom of the shelf here to hang some of the safety tools that I use all the time. There we have it. My benches are mostly clear and things are a lot more organized, which I'm really, really happy about. Let's move on to project number 2. Okay, so we have a bunch of scrap wood. We are going to be starting on the paint storage / like the rest of that utility closet and organizing all of that, because right now it's a hot mess. We've just been dumping things in the bin. I'm sorry. So I got a bunch of scrap wood from the box and the closet, so we're just going to try to salvage this and use as much as possible to make some organization. I'm going to be using a lot of simple like butt joints. We're not going to do anything too fancy. Let's get to work. Let's start off easy and hang the canvases that we use to cover the floor when painting. We're going to take 3 dowel rods and drill holes on each side. Then we'll string them up using this paracord I got from Dollar Tree. Since I don't want to be drilling into the doors, I'm using command hooks to hang these up. Next, we're going to be building a bunch of solutions for storage on the corner of the utility closet where I have very limited space. Let's start with the home for the spray cans. We have a rectangle bottom and curved side pieces. I traced the paint can to get the curve. Then cut a dowel an inch shorter than the rectangle length, and then we'll put these in the holes drilled with the same size spade bit. We're going to add a back support here to keep everything square, and it also gives a place for us to attach this to the wall. We're going to pre-drill and go slowly with drilling, and don't go splitting the wood like I did. To finish it off, we'll screw the bottom onto the side pieces. For the paint trays, we got another easy one. It's just 2 screws and some wide elastic. The elastic should be tight enough to hold the trays in place, but loose enough to be able to stretch without breaking the whole elastic. Moving on to the paint rollers and various other painting tools, we're going to make a bunch of holes using hole saw bits. This bit can be really tricky to handle, so start slow to score the wood first, and then you can increase the speed. Sometimes it will get jammed and it can whip your arm around with the drill, so every so often take out the drill, clean the wood off the saw and out of their hole, and then resume. It can be really hot though, so be very, very careful. Alright, so we're in my utility closet where the paint storage is going to be. Sorry for the AC noise, it's pretty loud. But we're just going to clean everything out so we can make room for all of our new organization. And let's just skip to time-lapse mode. All right, we are cleared out and we are ready to install these guys. However, since I didn't want to put a bunch of holes with each individual piece, I basically cut some wood, some really flat wood here, and then we're going to attach these to that, and then we're just going to make like 4 holes just attached to this to the wall. You can absolutely attach it directly to the wall if you want to, but this just gives me less holes to put in the wall and to patch up later. So let's attach these guys in there. It's a really tight space, so I'm not sure how close I can get you guys in there, but basically we're just going to find the stud and then attach this to the stud, and then we'll attach all of the individual pieces onto here. Alright, our backing is on there now, and then we are going to attach these individual pieces on there. I've made sure to countersink some holes into here so that we'll just use an inch screw. I think that should be enough, because that's long enough to go through there and get to the backing without getting to the wall. And then we'll just figure out its placing for everything. I think we'll put the spray cans towards the top since they are the tallest item. Let's mount everything. It's a little tight, but let's make it a little lower. Do y'all see the vision? Okay, we're looking good so far. I think she turned out pretty good. So we're gonna put all of our paint supplies up here and see how she works. For the roller brushes, we're just going to put them in this free canvas bag I got a while back and hang them on the door. I also got this over-the-door hook organizer from Dollar Tree to hang our paintbrushes and pole extenders. Next, we're going to reorganize all the quart and gallon paint cans in our original bin, hiding under all that junk before. But now we can actually close the lid. Okay, let's take a look at our newly organized paint supply storage. Alright guys, we are finally done. I can't believe we made it this far. So coming from, remember, the mess I had all over these counters, very embarrassing, but you know, life be lifin'. So the box of scrap woods now organized in its place, and with a clear acrylic sheet that I can see what scrap woods I had. Honestly, it's nice because I actually use a lot of the scrap wood for the paint organization for this video, so I'm very happy we got to use a lot of that. Having the fan and the vacuum off the floor now, which is super awesome. I love seeing this clear space. Hopefully it stays clear as well. I'm really, really glad we got to customize everything to the space that I need, especially the paint storage. I'm really embarrassed of how long I've ignored that mess in that closet and just rummaging through that bin because I couldn't find anything. Now everything has its place specialized for its spot, and it's so, so satisfying. I love, love, love organization. So this makes my soul very, very happy. This is a project I've been ignoring for so long now and been meaning to do. Never got around to do it, so I'm really glad that we got to do it this time and get it all together and done. Thank you for following along with me and organizing with me. I hope you enjoyed the organization as much as I did, and I'm sure there's other projects that I've been ignoring around this house, so I will be meaning to get to those at some point. Hopefully this inspires you to do a project that you've been ignoring in your home as well. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok for a little bit more behind the scenes as well. And yeah, I will see you at the next one. Bye.